If you have $8,000 worth of credit card debt, which is about the average household with credit card debt today, and you're paying the average APR, which is about 25%, and then you make the minimum monthly payments on this debt, which about $250 a month, do you know how much money you are going to pay in interest? Because it's not $1,000, it's not $2,000, it's not $4,000, it's not $5,000. You're gonna pay $5,300 just in interest alone on top of the $8,000 of things that you bought, which means this 25% APR is actually going to cost you around 66% interest over the years it takes to pay off the $8,000 worth of credit card debt. This is why I'm a big advocate of all debt is bad debt. Now you're going to say, well, Jaspreet, Elon Musk is using debt to make himself richer. Yes, but here's the problem. If Elon Musk didn't keep working in Tesla, or if Tesla starts to really tank, and now the banks want their money back because they're not getting paid, that same good debt has just turned bad. And this is where if you're going to be using debt, you have to know how to do it strategically and treat it like bad debt. That way you don't get screwed over by that same debt. And this is where you gotta lay some rules, because rule number one has to be from here on out, no more financing things that don't put money in your pocket. No more financing liabilities, period. That includes 0% APR things. If you go into the Apple store, you want to buy a $1,000 iPhone, you have two options. You can buy it with $1,000 out of your pocket or credit cards, which obviously that is not the right thing to do, or you can do a 0% APR option, where instead of paying the $1,000 today, you just pay $100 a month with 0% APR. And you're gonna say, well, Jaspreet, doesn't that make more sense? Because I could take the $1,000 and invest it today, and I can get a return on that money and not pay any additional interest, which makes sense in theory. But now let's take this one step back. If that really were the case, why would any company offer you money at 0% interest? Because no bank is gonna give you money at 0% interest, so why do so many companies do it? And the reason why is because companies know that 0% APR is so profitable. How is it profitable? Because number one, they know it's much easier to buy something when you don't have the full pain of paying full price today, because it's not $1,000. It's just $100 a month of easy payments. Number two, they can get you to buy more stuff when you don't have the pain of $1,000 leaving your account. If you don't have $1,000 leaving your account, well now maybe you buy some nice accessories for your phone, maybe you buy a new case, maybe you buy the nice care package to go along with it, because you don't have the full pain of $1,000 leaving your account today. If you see the pain of $1,000 leaving your account, you're gonna watch every dollar that's leaving. And then number three is they know many people are not gonna pay off the phone in time. And when you don't do that, well now you get slapped with 25, 35% interest, even though it was supposed to be just easy payments of $100 a month. So rule number one, no more financing liabilities that don't put money in your pocket. The only exception is your house, which means yes, when you go to buy that car, buy it with cash. And you're gonna say, well, Jaspreet, how in the world am I supposed to afford my $50,000 BMW with cash? And maybe you don't. When you go to buy that $50,000 BMW, there's a couple things that are gonna happen. Number one, you're gonna put down an $8,000 down payment, maybe even more. And then you're gonna have to pay somewhere between $700 to $1,100 a month, depending on your credit score, depending on your interest, depending on a whole lot of factors. Well, now you feel like you can afford this car because you can make these monthly payments, when in reality, this car is keeping you broke. And what I'd like you to do is buy this car with cash. And if you don't have the $50,000 to buy this car with cash, don't buy this car. Instead, get rid of that car, take the $8,000 that you would put as a down payment, buy an $8,000 car with cash, and now the $700 to $1,100 a month that you were paying towards your car, put that towards your savings, put that towards your investments, put that towards paying down your debt. Yeah, you're not gonna drive the same BMW, but you'll have a good working condition car. And you're gonna say, oh, Jaspreet, you don't understand. Trust me, I do. I was making millions of dollars a year, still driving around in a beat down Toyota with 3 different types of rims on the car, with no bumper on the car, with employees that drove better cars than me, because I was focused on building my assets and building my wealth before I drove around in a nice fancy car. And today, I got me a nice Toyota RAV4. So yes, I get it, it's hard, but if you really want to make your own wealth, you got to stop playing the game of trying to show off to everybody else and make yourself wealthy first. Rule number 2, which will help you with this, is rule of 5. This is, if you want to go out and buy a luxury, That's not a necessity, a luxury. Now, follow a rule of 5, which says if you can't buy 5 of them, you can't afford 1 of them. You want to buy the $50,000 BMW? You better be worth at least $250,000. You want to buy the $10,000 Rolex? You better have $50,000 before you go out and buy that. And then we have rule number 3. When it comes to actually using debt to build a business or to buy real estate, you have to use debt strategically. Don't use debt stupidly. I had a conversation with one of my bank managers a little while ago where he told me how difficult it was to reject some of his clients who wanted a business loan. Where one of his clients wanted to get a loan, $70,000 or so, to buy this pet grooming business. The problem was that business was losing money every single month because the current projections showed that this business was not making money because they weren't paying themselves. And there was also no non-compete clause, which meant that there was no protection around this business. The owner of this business could start a brand new competitor to this exact store right across the street, and there really was no special equipment included. So you're buying this business, which isn't making money, and then the owners could go out and start a brand new business right across the street, and somebody wanted to borrow $70,000 to do that when they could start the exact same business for a fraction of the price. And this is where sometimes having too much money can be a big problem. In fact, many times too much money can be a disease. And when you think you need a loan, you need other people's money to go out and start a business or to start something, you're many times setting yourself up for failure. And this is where you can use debt to grow what you've built. But when you need debt to start, that's where it's going to be a problem for most people. Use debt to scale something that you have because you've already proven the product. If you know that this business is working, if you know that this business just needs some more money to take it to the next level, well, now you can find different ways to finance the next growth. Maybe you find an investor. Maybe use debt because you've already proven it. You just need some fuel on your fire. But if you're using debt to build the fire, that's a problem. Same thing with real estate. I'm going to be completely honest here. No money down real estate deals have made me a lot of money. But not in the way that you think. They've made me a lot of money because there's a lot of gurus out there selling this no money down real estate crap. They get you to buy their programs and some people take action and then they have no idea what they're doing. They get in way over their head. You buy this property, you start to lose money on it, and then the banks force you to sell it at a huge loss through a foreclosure. It's a very painful process. It's an emotionally draining process. And then the banks will sell this property for pennies on the dollar to somebody else like me, who can come in and buy that property. That's why I am not an advocate for no money down real estate. I would rather you have the money and buy something that you can comfortably purchase, even if you're using debt, but having a strong down payment to 25 to 35%. That way now you are much more comfortable in the deal and you can learn and make some mistakes, because you're gonna make mistakes, especially if you're just getting started. Maybe if you're getting started, try to shadow somebody else, work with some other investors if possible, but you gotta understand you're going to lose, you're gonna make mistakes. Debt will amplify your stupidity. And all of us are stupid, especially me. I have made a lot of stupid mistakes. But when you have debt, you have one guarantee. You have to pay that money back. If you make a mistake with cash, the most you lose is the cash that you invest. If you make a mistake with debt, well, now not only do you lose whatever you invested, but now you have to keep making the debt payments as well. This is why I believe all debt is bad. If you're going to use debt, use it to grow something that you already established and have stabilized. Don't use it to start something. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.